how the hell people in Canada are even living.
I don't know, man.
I regret coming to Canada.
Did Canada fall off?
Today, Canada seems to be getting worse with each passing day. Whether it's the economy, immigration, rising crime, or general societal issues, problems are growing everywhere we look. People are fighting over religious differences.
This was the scene outside the Hindu Sabha temple in Brampton around the noon hour Sunday.
And we hear shocking stories, like real estate agents being murdered.
With the murder of a Markham realtor who went missing earlier this month.
And a significant increase in car theft.
This video shows two men wearing masks and hoodies aggressively trying to bust through the doors of
Even Halloween wasn't safe, with people stealing candies and decorations. Meanwhile, tensions between Canada and India are escalating.
Major diplomatic standoff between Canada and India are spreading after Ottawa expelled Indian officials.
Unemployment is on the rise, and many Canadians are struggling to find jobs.
I've applied to over 250 jobs, and I have not received a callback or an email other than the rejection.
It seems like the worst we could imagine is already happening here in Canada. But this brings us to an important question. Why is this happening? What's causing all of these issues? And most importantly, what can we do to improve the situation? To answer these questions and make a difference, here is our attempt. Right now, we're dealing with many issues, but the most critical among them is immigration.
Trudeau admits he destroyed Canada's immigration system and the 150-year immigration consensus.
As we know, due to policies under Justin Trudeau, we're experiencing a significant increase in immigration. Approximately 500,000 individuals come to Canada between 2022 and 2023. This influx has contributed to the current housing crisis and rising unemployment.
A poll found that 75% of respondents agreed an increase in newcomers is adding strain to both the housing market and healthcare system.
Yes, that's true, but we must also recognize a critical fact. Without immigration, Canada would struggle to survive. The country's economy is highly dependent on immigration, a truth that might be hard for some to accept. But if all immigrants were to return to their home countries, Canada would face severe economic, demographic, and social consequences. Imagine Canada without immigrants. Hospitals short on nurses, construction sites at a standstill, and businesses struggling to find skilled workers. Immigration is not just a bonus for Canada. It's woven into the fabric of its economic stability.
High levels of immigration tend to expand the total size of an economy. More people in Canada means more people buying clothes, groceries, and cars. More people equals more money being spent.
Immigrants aren't just filling gaps. They're driving innovation, keeping industries afloat, and maintaining services like healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Without their tax contributions, Canada could face an unsettling economic downturn. The shock would ripple across every sector, potentially leading to stagnation in industries that depend on immigrant-driven growth. Think of it like this. If you suddenly earned 10 times your usual salary, your lifestyle, expenses, and expectations would change dramatically. Going back to the original amount wouldn't just mean cutting costs. It would feel like a complete upheaval. Canada's reliance on immigration has grown similarly, making it vital to keep up its current momentum. Removing this cornerstone could send shockwaves through the economy, leaving gaps in services, industries, and communities that would be difficult, if not impossible, to fill domestically. However, we can't ignore that high levels of immigration are placing pressure on Canadians.
Our young Canadians that are looking for jobs are struggling so hard right now.
We need to show them that if you want to get in power, you need to put Canadians first and you need to put what Canadians care about first.
I'm for our people and our country first.
With so many people coming in, housing demand has skyrocketed, driving up prices and making it nearly impossible for locals, especially young Canadians, to afford a home. This has turned the housing market into a fierce competition, where many feel they don't stand a chance. In the job market, some Canadians worry that immigrants are taking opportunities and driving down wages by increasing competition for the same positions. This is particularly concerning in industries where wages are already low, and increased competition makes it harder for workers to advocate for higher pay or better working conditions. Even everyday life is affected. Traffic is heavier, and public transit is more crowded as cities struggle to keep up with rapid population growth. Many Canadians also feel concerned about the cultural changes occurring in their communities. With large numbers of newcomers bringing different languages, traditions, and cultural practices, some locals worry that Canadian culture is being diluted.
As individual Canadians, to stand up and defend what is ours, the closer we will be to taking back Canada from the corrupt powers that possess it.
Take back Canada! Take back Canada!
While immigrants are not required to abandon their cultures, Canadians hope for a level of mutual respect and adaptation where both groups can coexist peacefully without conflict. Based on these points, it's clear that Canada can't simply turn its back on immigrants, but it also can't ignore the challenges that immigration brings. So, what can be done? Before diving into solutions, it's important to address another pressing issue. Recent incidents in Brampton and Surrey, particularly at the Hindu Sabha Mandir in Brampton, have created a climate of fear. The ongoing conflicts between Khalistan supporters and certain Indian extremist groups are making these areas feel unsafe for everyone, even those for the people of that community who are uninvolved in these issues.
Public order emergency has been declared after a second night of violent protest outside a Hindu temple.
Waving sticks, throwing debris, and brandishing what appears to be a sword, hundreds of people at the Hindu Sabha temple in Brampton came face to face with police Monday as officers tried to contain the violence for a second consecutive night. Social media video shows people draped in the Indian flag kicking cars trying to drive down the road.
If you're interested in understanding the background of these Khalistan-related incidents, let us know in the comments, and we'll create a video explaining the full story. So, what can we do in this situation? The first step is unity. We need to come together as Canadians and make a conscious effort to end racism and prejudice. We're all part of this country, and we should stop blaming or hating each other.
Go back to your country. We don't need you here.
Because too many Indians are in Canada, and I want you to go back.
Punjabi Indian, you're not even close to from being here.
Why are you being so racist? All of a sudden I'm being racist.
Yes.
I'm Canadian, so I'm racist.
Oh.
You guys need to go back to where you
Okay, we're gonna call the...
No, excuse me?
Shut up.
You don't own this country.
Let's remember that very few people in Canada are truly native to this land. For most of us, our families or ancestors were once immigrants themselves. Much of the current unrest is a result of a lack of strong leadership. With effective leadership, we wouldn't see these issues arise, and Canadians wouldn't have to suffer. Justin Trudeau still has time to make improvements, which is why he is taking steps to address current issues. Recently, he announced significant cuts to immigration levels. Immigration Minister Mark Miller revealed the 2025 to 2027 Immigration Levels Plan, a strategy aimed at managing growth sustainably. For the first time, this plan includes controlled targets for temporary residents, focusing specifically on international students, foreign workers, and permanent residents.
The federal government plans to reduce permanent immigration into Canada by 20% in the next 3 years. Next year, the target for permanent residents will go down from 500,000 to 395,000, 380,000 in 2026, and even more than that the next year.
Additionally, on November 8th, the Student Direct Stream was closed, and the Nigeria Student Express, NSE, stream for study permit applicants from Nigeria was also ended by IRCC.
Canada has put an end to its popular Student Direct Stream visa program, which allowed faster visa processing for students from countries like India, China, and a dozen others. The program, introduced in 2018, helped students secure study permits in 20 working days, while the standard visa route can take up to 8 weeks.
For those unfamiliar, due to these stream, we are seeing large number of international students to come to Canada, but with its closure, we will see a significant impact on international student numbers. Talking about houses, the government is also implementing new rules on mortgages to make housing more affordable for Canadians who have been priced out of the market due to increased demand.
Loosening of some mortgage rules could see buyers qualify to take on more debt to buy homes. The new rules appear to be targeting younger buyers struggling to qualify for missing middle housing.
It is going to put the dream of home ownership in reach for more young Canadians.
Moving forward to car theft, it's another pressing issue. With incidents becoming all too common, thieves are breaking into driveways, garages, and even homes to steal cars. In response, now the government is taking it seriously, not like other times when the Toronto Police Department is saying to let thieves steal their cars.
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door, because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns. They're loaded.
So there you have it. If you live in Toronto, just leave your car keys by the front door. In fact, probably don't even bother locking your front door. In fact, why not just leave the whole place unlocked? Put your jewelry out on the front porch, maybe your TV out of that, because you don't want to get hurt. All the thieves want is your car and your stuff and whatever else.
Now Trudeau is doing all this stuff because he needs votes. He needs to make the Canadians happy. Otherwise, he will be definitely losing the next election. However, it's essential to remember that all political parties engage in vote bank politics, appealing to specific groups to secure their support. This is why it's crucial to vote for leaders who prioritize Canada's future over short-term gains. Make sure to make an informed choice at the polls, as the future of Canada ultimately rests in the hands of its citizens.